Microbial terroir and protected regional cheeses. The reason some cheeses can travel the entire globe while others never leave their home valleys comes down to a clash between food chemistry, microbial ecology, legal regulations, and shelf life logistics. To understand this, we have to look at the two distinct categories. Category 1. Made only in one place, but sold everywhere, e.g., Parmigiano-Reggiano, Roquefort, Manchego, Comté. Category 2. Found only in their country of origin, e.g., fresh Aussipic, raw French Camembert de Normandie, Casu Marzu, true fresh Brinza. Cheeses made only in one place, but sold everywhere. These cheeses cannot legally or ecologically be produced anywhere else, yet you can buy them at high-end supermarkets around the world. Why? 1. Legal monopoly. PDO, AOC, DOP. In the European Union and many trade partner nations, protected designation of origin, PDO, laws dictate that a cheese must be produced, processed, and prepared in a specific geographical area using recognized traditional methods. If a cheesemaker in California or Australia copies the exact recipe for Parmigiano-Reggiano down to the molecular level, they legally cannot label it Parmigiano-Reggiano. It must be called hard-grating cheese, or Parmesan style. 2. Hyper-specific microbial terroir. Even without the law, duplicating these cheeses elsewhere often fails. Roquefort, for example, must be aged in the natural limestone caves of Mount Combelou in France. The natural drafts, florines, blowing through the rock fissures carry the exact wild strain of Penicillium roqueforti mold that colonizes the cheese. Moving the production to a modern, sterile factory in another country completely alters the microbial ecosystem. 3. Structural stability. Why they can travel. The reason they can be exported worldwide is their low moisture and high acidity, salt content. Hard cheeses, like Parmigiano or aged Gouda, and dense, heavily salted cheeses, like Roquefort, have low water activity. Pathogenic bacteria cannot easily grow in them, they do not spoil rapidly, and they easily survive the weeks or months required for international shipping and customs clearance. Cheeses found only in their country of origin. These cheeses rarely, if ever, cross international borders. This is driven by three major barriers. 1. Import laws and the 60-day raw milk rule. Many countries have strict food safety laws regarding unpasteurized, raw, milk. The 60-day rule. Raw milk cheeses are banned from import unless they have been aged for a minimum of 60 days at temperatures not less than 35 Fahrenheit or 1.7 Celsius. The science assumes that after 60 days of acid, salt, and dehydration, harmful pathogens, like Listeria, E. coli, or Salmonella, will naturally die off. The consequence: soft, fresh, or short-aged raw milk cheeses, such as authentic raw milk Camembert, Epoisses, or Mountain Brinza, are aged for only 2 to 4 weeks. Because they cannot legally pass the 60-day threshold without rotting into mush, their authentic versions cannot legally enter the US or several other foreign markets. Any Brie or Camembert you buy in standard US grocery stores is usually a pasteurized industrial replica. 2. High moisture and the race against time. Fresh cheeses, like real raw Italian mozzarella di bufala, sheep curd buns, or fresh regional chèvre, contain 55% to 70% water. High moisture means the cheese continues to ferment rapidly. Enzymes break down proteins within days, turning delicate textures into liquid or bitter sludge. Even with refrigerated air freight, the logistical cost and risk of the cheese spoiling before it reaches a consumer makes mass export economically impossible. 3. Hyper-local, micro-scale production. Cheeses like Aussipic are made by Basufki, shepherds, by hand in rustic wooden huts, shalas, high in the Tatra Mountains. Total production is tiny, often only a few dozen to 100 spindles a day during the short spring, summer milking season. The producers have neither the industrial certification, export licenses, nor the sheer volume required to supply international distributors. The local community and visiting tourists consume the entire supply immediately. 4. Direct safety and cultural prohibitions. Some cheeses are banned outright due to extreme bio-sanitation laws. Casu marzu, Sardinian maggot cheese, contains live insect larvae, Pyophila causae. It is illegal to sell commercially even within the European Union itself, meaning it can only be consumed privately in its native Sardinia. When we look at cheese through the lens of my previous 2 videos focusing on raw milk chemistry, animal diet, and specific microbial fermentations, we unlock the true meaning of terroir. In historical cheese-making regions, the specific local breeds, alpine grasses, wild bacteria, and traditional physical shaping methods create cheeses that simply cannot be replicated anywhere else. To preserve these edible historical artifacts, legal frameworks like the European Union's PDO, Protected Designation of Origin, known as AOP in France or DOP in Italy, ensure that these cheeses can only be produced in their ancestral micro-regions using ancestral methods. Let's look closely at some fascinating, region-specific protected cheeses. A few global icons to see how geography dictates their chemistry. The first 2 are from the Carpathian Mountains, Osypek and Brindza Podhalańska. 1. Osypek, Poland, Protected Designation of Origin, PDO, since 2008, from the Podhale Alpine region of the Tatra Mountains, Poland. Must contain at least 60% raw milk from native Polska Auka Górska, Polish mountain sheep, with a maximum of 40% milk from the local red cow. The Osypek manufacturing sequence. Raw sheep milk acidification, manual scalding and curd squeezing, pressing into decorative wooden molds, Osypiorka, 24-hour dense saltwater brining, smoked for 7-14 days over hotbed plum, pine wood. The science and craft. Osypek is a structural marvel. Because sheep's milk is packed with exceptionally high concentrations of fat and protein, solid yields, it creates a remarkably dense, durable curd. The cheesemaker, Basówka, acidifies the raw milk using the native, wild microflora present in the alpine wooden processing tools. After coagulation, the curds are broken down and repeatedly rinsed and kneaded in hot water, a variation of the pasta filata, stretched curd, technique. The pliable curd is manually squeezed into an elongated distinct spindle shape and pressed inside a hand-carved decorative wooden mold called an osypiorka. The mold stamps the cheese with traditional tribal geometric patterns. The curing and flavor. The cheese is submerged in a heavy brine solution, which draws out moisture to ensure a firm, sliceable texture. It is then transferred to the rafters of traditional wooden mountain huts, shalas, where it is smoked for up to 2 weeks over cold smoke from plum or pine wood. The result is a hard, squeaky, deeply savory cheese with a glossy, straw-colored decorative crust and a sharp, salty, campfire-like flavor profile. Brindza Podhalańska, Poland, Slovakia Protected Designation of Origin, PDO, since 2007. Region. Podhale region, Poland, with closely related versions across the Slovakian border. Primarily raw sheep's milk, minimum 60%, occasionally blended with local cow's milk. The science and craft. While Osypek focuses on extracting moisture and smoking for structural hardness, Brindza is a celebration of controlled regional moisture and intense microbial activity. The process begins by making buns, a fresh, mild mountain sheep's milk cheese curd. The buns is left in a warm room for several days, allowing native, wild lactic acid bacteria to rapidly ferment the remaining lactose. The pH drops sharply down toward 4.6, causing the protein matrix to lose its elasticity and become highly crumbly, while complex enzymes break down the sheep's milk fat. The curing and flavor. Once this initial fermentation is complete, the aged buns is milled, crushed, and thoroughly mixed with a precise concentration of fine salt and saltwater brine until it forms a thick, spreadable, grainy paste. Brinza is intensely white, pungent, and sharp. It possesses a salty, deeply savory, and intensely tangy flavor profile driven by the short-chain fatty acids of the sheep's milk. It functions as a foundational culinary ingredient in the mountains, traditionally melting beautifully into hot potato dumplings, haluski. Other global icons of microbial terroir. Roquefort AOP from Aveyron, France. Raw Lacan sheep milk, aged exclusively in the damp, drafty Combelou caves, which host the native Penicillium roqueforti mold spores inside the limestone fissures. Intensely salty, creamy blue veins, metallic spice. Parmigiano-Reggiano DOP from Emilia-Romagna, Italy. Raw cow milk, silage-free diet. Cows are strictly forbidden from eating fermented forage, silage. They feed only on local alfalfa, preserving specific thermophilic strains that survive a high cooking heat 131°F or 55°C brittle, highly crystalline, deeply savory umami. Queso Manchego DOP from La Mancha, Spain. Raw or pasteurized Manchega sheep milk, crafted in the arid, scrubby plains of La Mancha. The sheep feed on dense, hardy wild herbs, directly imparting an oily, grassy note to the high-fat milk canvas. Firm, zesty, notes of toasted hay and Brazil nuts. I hope this terroir approach to cheeses helped you understand why to taste some cheeses we would have to visit distant parts of the world. Isn't it a good motivation to go around the world? Today we have mentioned just few of them, just to illustrate the reasons for their distant transport limitation. Like and share this video with cheese lovers. Thank you for watching. Until next time.